This section is followed by three case studies. First will be from Antwerp, Belgium, and it will be led by Sam Verbelen. Can you hear us, Sam?
Yes, I can hear you.
Welcome in camp. Welcome in camp. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Sam Verbelen is Innovation Manager for Energy&Water Team at Antwerp Circular South. Welcome, and I will ask you for your case study.
Okay, thank you. I will share my screen and organize a bit. I hope this is okay, visible for everyone.
Everything is great.
Okay, so let's go. Okay, thank you for the opportunity to present this the Circular South project. Actually, it will be the first time that I'm presenting this this case with myself on the front seat. It's a bit awkward, but okay, we'll make the best of it. I will first. There we go. I will just situate the project a little bit within our beautiful city of Antwerp. I will talk a bit about the coming of age of the Circular South project, and finally, I will be focusing on the online community, which brings us on the topic of data of today's conference. So a bit of context on the New South district. It is situated in the south of Antwerp. Antwerp is the biggest city in the Flemish region of Belgium. Has a beautiful historic center, so I would invite everyone to come and visit whenever in Belgium. And what is also very defining for our city is a huge port that is in the north of Antwerp. Up here, it doesn't fit on this slide, but it's one of the biggest ports in Europe, and has also important in global rankings. So the project we're talking about today is this situated here near the River Scheldt. It's still within the larger boundaries of the city. So it actually, you could say it connects to the city center. It is located on a former goods station, so it's a brownfield development. It is being developed in a surrounding of many urban development projects and infrastructure projects. They are listed here. It's just to show you how this part of the city is in full transition. So the area we are talking about is this area, is Circular South, but there is also a industrial park next to it, which will focus also on blue chem. So it has. Oh, sorry, I lost my pointer. It's over here, which will also play an important role in the transition to a circular economy. More about the Circular South project in its own. It has been almost 10 years in the making. So the plans for the development itself were made already in 2010. So this is almost 10 years ago. I think it's important to tell you a little bit about this history to get a good view of how this project was defined. So in this first step, a master plan was designed, a spatial development plan was approved, and already in this phase we focused on sustainability there were 5 ambitions defined. It was the year next to the year we signed in Antwerp the Covenant of Mayors. We were one of the first signatories. So the focus on sustainability was already there. We didn't own the land, so we had we made, in negotiations with a real estate developer, we were able to set these standards. Okay. This is an aerial view of how the project will look when it's finished. In a slide later on, you will see how far it has gotten along. So, okay, these are the 5 ambitions again. It is important that we have a green neighborhood, so lots of open space, a big park next to the buildings. Slow mobility was a talking point. And of course, at the last one, sustainable neighborhood, this will be the one where we build upon with the Circular South project. Okay, some facts and figures to get a good view on the scale of this development. Almost 2,200 living units, 2 schools, some utilities. Also, it's also mixed with office and retail. So this is again this figure about the green space. 60% of the development will be park, which is this is a reasonable amount, and 11% of the developed residential housing will be social housing for low-income residents, citizens. So this slide, I can show you how far the development has gotten up until today. At this point, the real estate developer is designing and constructing this area. So this one is almost finished. They are a bit ahead of schedule, not too much, but a little ahead of schedule. There's a huge demand for this type of apartments of the city to be. Okay, on sustain. I would more like to focus on some other sustainability things that were within this first stage, like rainwater neutrality. So every drop that falls on this site is either infiltrated or reused. And we also have a neutral soil balance, this area during development. What is equally important, the area is close to the highway, which creates a fair amount of noise pollution. So we are shielding this development by the park and even a raised terrain. And then finally, we also in 2010 decided on using collective heating grid. So this is the first one for Antwerp. So it's a pilot case, and at this point we are working on a more global realization of a citywide district heating network, which will use the huge amount of waste heat from our petrochemical industry in the port. In step 2, we were granted we applied for a grant of the Flemish Regional Authority, and we were granted this funding, about €3 million. And because we felt the need to raise the standards again. Between 2010 and where we are today, standards have risen dramatically. For example, on energy efficiency. So we felt the need to step up a bit from the goals we had in our initial master plan. So this is also the first time we are mentioning smart homes and community involvement. These two things, they will become very important within the Circular South project. Okay. This is one of the more tangible results of this second stage. It was a temporary location where we brought together entrepreneurs in the circular city, let's say pioneering entrepreneurs who were seeking for a place to present their workings. This is also a place where a lot of the activities of the Circular South project have found a place. Okay. It says here 5 years. Unfortunately, they won't make 5 years because the real estate developer needs the location where this is located now to further his development. So this is, for the Circular South project, is kind of a setback. Then about the Circular South project, this was, we applied in 2017, we applied for the Urban Innovative Action Program, and we were granted another 6 million, but it's divided over many partners. We used some of the regional, the Flemish regional grant to cover the co-financing within this project for the city of Antwerp. So it made it possible to step up a bit. The timing of the project is January 2008 until December 2020. So we're in the last year of the project. But of course, it has a long-term ambition to get learnings and to roll out this in the rest of the city. Bottom line, this project is focusing on behavioral change. And sometimes I like to make the analogy with hardware and software. So in the first and second stage, we made sure that the hardware was top-notch, so buildings and building envelopes and all the technical infrastructure was okay. But with the Circular South project, we wanted to focus more on software. We want to make the behavior of the people also a target of improvement. So final goal would be to accomplish a durable behavioral change within our citizens. We are focusing on 4 streams like energy, water, waste, and materials. It will become clear in the next slides. The Circular South project is carried out by 8 partners. The city of Antwerp is lead partner in this project, and funding, as already mentioned, is by the Flemish Regional Authority and Urban Innovative Actions Program of the European Union. Okay, now I'm going for an experiment. I hope this will work. Oh, one moment. Okay. I would like to show a small video. Let's see. Just looking for my share screen. Okay, if it's not going. Okay. Here we go. Found it. Okay, 1 moment. There we go. I hope the sound comes through well.
In Antwerp South, residents are creating a neighborhood of the future. Circular South is the area where life becomes smart. Over the next 3 years, residents commit to producing less waste, using less energy, using less water, and to reusing materials wherever they can. Circular South is a project that is shaped for and by its residents. The workshops and labs allow residents to try out new technologies for tracking and reducing their consumption. So what kinds of steps will they be taking? Green waste, for example, will be turned into compost to fertilize communal gardens. Smart meters register energy and water consumption in each household, as well as the use of the waste sorting streets. Each resident can invest in solar panels, allowing them to become co-owners of a renewable energy installation. In the community centre circuit, residents can borrow tools from the tool library. There they can also repair broken appliances or reuse materials to make something new. Together with a designer, they can easily transform an old dress into a trendy jacket. Through a smart mobile app and a personal dashboard, residents gain insight into their consumption. All data is collected here, allowing each resident to check exactly how much waste, energy, and materials they consume. They'll also receive useful tips on sustainable living, as well as learning how much the neighborhood consumes. Handy, right? When residents make the right sustainable decisions, they receive circular coins in the app's e-wallet. These coins can be exchanged for a personal reward or a communal reward for the neighborhood. Combining resident collaboration with high-end technology, this multifaceted approach makes Antwerp South a truly innovative neighborhood, ready for the future. There you go, the circle is complete. Cool, right? The things we do in Antwerp South, because together we want to live smarter.
Let's go back to the presentation. I hope this was clearly audible for everyone. Okay. Oh. Okay, are you back in presentation? Okay. I hope this clarified a little bit what the project is about. This saves me some time to explain every inch of this project. Show you some of the key performance indicators. It's all about reducing waste and closing loops. Okay, I'm not going to too much, but what is important to note to notify here is that we are trying to achieve this through behavioral change, not through automation. There have been many projects, for example, with electricity to automatically shift the use of a washing machine with smart appliances and so on. This is not the case in our project. We're trying to go through the behavioral change. For streams, we work both online and offline, but this presentation will focus on the online part of this project. The online community. So I showed you 8 partners. There are only 4 of them active in this online community. These are what we call our IT partners, and they are co-creating the platform together. This is the architecture plan of the online platform, and I will go quickly through some of the important aspects of this one. The first one is the metering. It's below in the architecture picture. We are installing metering within the living unit for water metering, electricity metering, motion and temperature. And within the public domain, we have the realization of solar installations. We will also install batteries, and we have our waste sorting streets, which gather data about waste production of our residents. So this is the set we install within the homes. The goal was 200 sets, but we had to adjust to 140. Corona crisis is a setback on reaching this goal, so we hope we will reach this 140 living units equipped. Two things that haven't been that haven't made it into the final set are a signaling lamp, and a Google Home gadget. They were not very appreciated by our end users. So this is a slide about the shared energy system we will install and will collect and use that data from. Important is this will be, the assets will be owned by the corporation, so owned by our residents. Sadly enough, none of this has been realized at this point. So the main dashboard is developed as an app. You have seen this one in the short clip. People will gather all their information there about their energy usage, and they will receive tips and so on. The other one and the core of this project, and this might be important to notify, is the city platform. It's called ACPAS, Antwerp City Platform as a Service. It allows third parties to build upon and to use city data. It is also the way to connect to all digital services of the city for the citizens. So we use the A profile, this is my profile, to log into the city's platform, and we can request all kinds of services. It's also a way of authentication, and this is also used within the project, so people will log into the Circular South app with their A profile. And we're also running a blockchain node on this platform. We will talk a little more on that later, this blockchain. So this is the blockchain, okay. The blockchain is used within the project to generate rewards, tokens. We have named them Circulus. They're not directly related to a currency to avoid banking rules. So they're like a virtual token. We don't talk about coins. Then also the other thing is the smart contracts. They are the basis for the challenges. So we deploy challenges for our citizens. Let's say, let's use 10% less energy, and they can be they come in several varieties. You have group challenges, individual challenges, and even treasure hunts when we want people to, for example, visit the local compost heap. More technical detail, it's a private blockchain. So it's not in the public domain. It's also very energy efficient. It's not like the Bitcoin things. Okay, these are two screenshots from the app where you can see the wallet and means to exchange your tokens for ACAR points. So this ACPAS really sits in the center, and it transfers all the data between the different blocks of this platform. Another endpoint is the IMAC endpoint, and it's basically it's a rules engine. It's a behavioral scientist's toolkit. That's how I would like to call it. The rule engine can read all the data from the data pipeline on ACPAS and can decide on a certain citizens or a certain participant's energy use to send him a notification or to send him a tip. how to do better. It can also another toolkit. Tool in the toolkit is a challenge builder where the behavioral scientist can build challenges to change their behavior. All this results in notifications, and you can see this on the right side, screenshots made this morning. So this is when our participants get notifications, and also from the rewarding system when they succeeded in some of the challenges. Last one is the Veto endpoint. They use the data of the shared energy system and the storage, shared storage, to virtualize these data. So every resident will have a graph where you can see, okay, this is what my share of this PV system has produced today. And he will also have a look at his self-sufficiency ratio. This is how much of this energy he has been able to consume directly instead of putting it on the net. Okay. So this one is the last slide of my presentation. Some pitfalls and lessons learned. We got into a co-creation process, and that has proven to be very difficult. Keeping participants engaged while you are developing and are making errors and having stability issues and so on is not a very good idea. So keep in mind when you go this way. GDPR is also important to have in mind, but I think it's for this audience, it's not a new thing. IoT is not plug and play. That is what we found out. We had lots of issues for onboarding data and keeping it stable. In a nutshell, co-creation is very demanding. So I would like to end on this note. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your case study. It was really great to hear this information, and thank you for joining us. And we will meet you again during the discussion around 12 p.m. So stay online, please. That was Sam Verbelen from Antwerp Circular South. He's Innovation Manager for Energy and Water Team there. That was a case study about the situation in Antwerp.